Yo guys, in this video I want to show you how you can create a killer email design in Figma. And why I actually want to talk about it, just because in the last 2 years and my team designed tons of different email designs for hundreds of e-commerce brands, and one of the brands that we worked with is actually Daniel Dallin's brand Lens. And here are just some of the designs that we created for him. Some brand owners don't really understand how important email designs are, because new customers are coming to the website and some of them are always doubting about the product and store in general because they need some proof. They want to trust the brand. And when they receive the first welcome email well designed, it gains their trust because branding really matters, and conversion rate also goes up because when customers trust the brand, they're more likely to buy. And why I'm actually talking about it, just because I'm seeing this pattern pretty often. Customers come to the website, they sign up in the pop-up form, and when they receive the first welcome flow email and it looks bad, it's immediately a red flag for them that the brand is not trustworthy. Your email designs are really important for your deliverability and open rates. If your emails are looking bad, no one will want to just open them. So in this video, I will show you exactly how to design a killer email in Figma, step by step, so you can just follow me along and copy paste everything that I'm gonna do. And by the way, if you want me and my team take care of your whole email marketing funnel, you can just book a call through the link in bio and see if you're a good match. And yeah, let's dive in. Okay guys, here we go. Let's start cooking our email design. And I just added like some of the references just to show you like what different types of like infographics we can add, like advantages here, table here, and like product section here. Also the Daniel Dallin email, I added just to explain you the first part of the email, how to nail it, to make it good looking. So let's start designing. First of all, we need to create the base of our email. And really important thing, you should make it as a frame. Let's frame the selection. Let's name it and make it as a design. And here, what we need to do is start, of course, with the logo. Let's put the logo, like a random logo that I created by myself. Super greens. Let's center it and make also the frame white. Okay, so first thing is to actually nail it, the header here. And I'm gonna use the copy from here. Let's start with it. And the first line will be tired of. Okay, so the first one is tired of. And the second one is watching it climb. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna make bigger the header text. Let's make it in this way, and this one a bit smaller, and let's make it like this. And one thing that I want to just explain you that you should follow is your two lines should be on the same width, like, you know, on the same level. So just imagine if something would be here, so, you know, they are basically on the same level, you know. And just to make it look better, what I really like to do pretty often, I just change the color of the second line, and let's make it in the same color as the logo. And I would just make it a bit, I would honestly change the font. Let's use, I don't know, grotesque. Grotesque is not a bad one. Let's test this one, why not? You know, interesting one. I think it can match the vibe of our brand. Okay, so we put them on the same line, right? Here we go here. And honestly, I don't really like the font. I would just change it to another grotesque. Let's make it this one. Okay, nice. Okay, so now we have the header in place. I would even make it a bit smaller. And next thing is the second line of text. I'm gonna just copy paste it from here. What you should always follow here, honestly, I recommend you changing the letter spacing here and making it 5%. It's already 5%. And let's make it the same font again. And I liked it to make a bit like, you know, not bold, like more like light. And let's make it, yeah, make it look better like this. Okay, so we have the whole text in the beginning, and this is basically what customers are gonna see at first when they're gonna open the email. So we made sure to make it big, so it's easy to read. And here we go, the CTA. This is actually really important to make the button, like call to action, a big one. So let me just make it a bit smaller, but still a big one. And I'm gonna just make the corner radius. Yeah, we're gonna make it in this way. And I'll make the button color the green one, the base color. And also, let's say the CTA is shop now. Okay, so we make it bold, and we also make it bigger, and also it should be with caps lock. Okay. Nice. Now we have big CTA, big button. Our click rate's gonna be much higher with a button like this. This is one of the biggest like mistakes that some of the brands are making. Like their button is pretty small, and actually the bigger is the button, higher is the click rate, and it's fact. Like I tested it 100 times. So yeah, make sure to make the button in the right size. And here is the most interesting part that I want to show you. It's gonna basically help you to nail almost any design. So as you can see, like what we did here with Daniel Dallen's email, I removed the background of the picture and also used the same picture with the background too. As you can see, I have this one and I have this one, right? So it's the second layer. I'm gonna make it this way. But yeah, as you can see, I have two pictures, one with a background and another one without the background. And here I'm gonna do the same. I already just removed the background. I actually generated my picture in Nano Banana Pro. Hugely recommend you using it for pics generation because you can make as much, you know, interesting creative pics as possible. You know, you can just cook whatever you want. So here I just created a picture like which is in the square, which will be easy to, you know, use in our design. So what we do is, first of all, we put the picture approximately here. You can ask why I'm closing the button. I'm going to put the button a bit higher here. And I'm going to actually also group the buttons. Okay, so I take the product pic here too, and I make it the same size as here, same wide. Okay, so now I put it in the right place. And what I do, I chose the picture with the background and I just click fill. Right? And what I do, I just use the linear here and I change the color to white, and this one I just make 0% because I want it to be transparent fully. And let's make this 100% here, and now you can see that we have just, you know, natural pic for our email, and we don't have any cuts. You know, it doesn't look like we just add a random square picture, you know, and there's like a white space. Now it looks pretty natural. And honestly, I would also just maybe change a bit the black color. It looks a bit too white. Let me just use green, and I'm gonna just make it dark green. I like this more. Okay, nice. Yeah, I like this more. And what I'm gonna do now, let me show you. I'm gonna add a green block here, dark green block, on which we're gonna design other stuff, and I'm gonna put it at the end, so it's gonna be under this layer. And what I'm gonna do with this layer, I'm gonna also add like some circled corners, 120 here and 120 here. Nice. And okay, so we have the first part of our email, which is one of the most important, like this is basically the most important part, which you should really nail it, because this is basically, as I mentioned, the first thing that customer is going to see. And here we're going to start educating the customer and adding some advantages or infographics. As you can see here, we have a table infographic in comparison of our product and other products, let's say, yeah, just in comparison, and also like advantages. So I'm going to start with advantages first. Let's add the advantages infographic, like the cards for every advantage. Let's make them on the same spacing. Okay, I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to change the color. I'm going to make it like light green, like this, a bit like this. Yes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to again just make the corners a bit more circled. Nice. And here I'm going to add basically the blocks, the squares, for adding or icons or emojis for our advantages, which are gonna describe them, you know, give the vibe. Again, I'm gonna make them a bit more circle like this, yeah. And let's make them white. And as you can see, I'm using pretty often emojis. Just honestly, I like how emojis look like. They're more like modern. You can also use icons depending on the brand that you design for. Like depending on what also icons you're using on your website. So here I'm going to just use, let's say, yeah, emojis as I normally do. Let's just use 3 random emojis because it doesn't really matter here, because here we are talking more about the design. but you also really need to make sure that your copy is also like flexible for your email design, because if it's like not structured properly, if it's too long, then it's really hard sometimes to just come up with a good design, just because like your copy is not structured, you know. So how your email design can be structured if the copy is just like, you know, long text, you cannot really properly design it. We have also our advantages emojis. I'm gonna then just copy paste the text from the advantages here. It's pretty easy. What you should do is just use 2 lines of text, basically the header for the advantage and the subheader, which is pretty easy. Here I'm gonna gentle for every day, so I'm gonna just make it a bit shorter just to put it on the same level here. Okay, nice. And like this. Of course, like you can just make it a bit more aligned, yeah, but yeah, we have 3 advantages in place. Nice. And the last thing that I'm gonna add before the footer is the product card. Sorry. So basically the card is for sending customers to the product page where they will immediately see the product, and you know, it's gonna just make them buy. Or you can use a Klaviyo dynamic section here. This is also what I pretty often do, but let's just design it here just because I want to show you like how you can actually make it look good. So again, let's make the corners again a bit more, maybe a bit less here, 60, yeah. We take the product from here. It should be higher than our layer with the block. Let's make it white. We can just even experiment a bit and make it like this. Why not? Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, let's just try to be a bit more creative. And let me just take this block. It's just, and like let's make this in this way. I'm gonna remove the corner radius, right? And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna just write the product name. Okay, and let's make it, and let's change the font to Bricolage Grotesque. Okay, so let's make it 70. Nice. And what I'm gonna do also, add effect for this thing here. I'm gonna add drop shadow. So we'll have a feeling like it's just like a, you know, it will give some deepness for this one. So yeah, we have this in place. Again, it really depends, like what do you want to add in your product card. You can, as you can see what I did, like we added like, you know, about reviews, or you can add also like, you know, some small advantages here too. I'm not gonna go too deep. Let's just create a button here. You know what? I'm gonna just basically copy paste it from here. And we should put it higher again. If you want to know how I'm copy pasting, like basically how am I doing this, I'm just clicking like option on my MacBook, and if you want to do it on Windows, it's Control. And also another like useful thing to know is if you want to make bigger the certain element, just click K on your keyboard, the letter K, and then you can make it like this, you know. And just to exit it, click escape, and that's it. Okay, so our product card is almost ready. Honestly, I would just make this gray color a bit like green, maybe. Let's make it like this, why not? And one thing that we forgot to add is a button. Let's add a button after our advantages here too. I'm gonna make it in the opposite colors, white, and the text should be green, like here. And yeah, almost there. The last thing that we should add is the footer. Let's just copy paste it from here. So the footer is also like a frame. So honestly, I like to make it like this more. Okay, so, and also let's make just the footer in the white color. And what are we gonna do? We're also gonna add some advantages here. And the advantages will be in another color. Let's make it like this here. Yeah, lighter green color. And here like as you can see what we added, like free shipping. It can be also like a guarantee, or let's say returns. You can also add them here. What I do, I put it here. Let's make it a bit bigger again. And the last thing is just the footer, the brand logo, and that our rights are reserved, super greens. And yeah, let's just put it higher here again. We're almost there. It's here now. Okay, so we have a finished design like this. It was pretty easy to create, honestly. You know, you can use any colors, any fonts. In this way, I just use some classics, you know, just to show you as an example. But there's a lot of like different ways to color it, to use another product pictures. As you can see here, I use like the man holding the product in the same way, with the same logic, you know, the product, like basically the picture and without background and picture with a background. And this is how, again, it looked like this. So I hope this design tutorial really helped you and you just followed me, you know, step by step, and you can now properly just create an email design.